Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project 365, episode 349. Today what we're talking about is flossing the adductors. Now, if you guys don't know what the adductors are, they're muscles, a group of muscles actually. I'm going to show you some thigh here. They're a group of muscles that are attached around the knee area. Some go across the knee, and some some start before the knee, but they all come up to the top in the groin region there. And a lot of lifters out there will overstress these tissues, and they'll end up with some type of groin hip flexor pain. So flossing is a great way to take care of these tissues. Let me just run through how we go about doing those, because there's fibers that aid in flexion of the knee, and there's fibers that aid in extension of the knee, but when they are fired together, they do what's called adduction, and that's where their name comes from. So they bring the knees together, or they bring the knee towards the midline. Now when we go ahead and do this, and we want to focus on getting the tissues that are on the inside, what we're going to do is we're going to start nice and high here, okay? And what I really want you guys to focus on is kind of coming around easy on the outside with our floss and really ripping as we go into the inside. We're going to add a whole bunch of stretch here. So again, easy on the outside, rip as we come across, and we're going to add a whole bunch of tension. We're going to cover these about 1/2 of the tape and really rip on the inside, and then just kind of take it easy on the out. Really rip on the inside. Again, now I sound just like a broken record, but that's okay. So now what we do is, as we finish this up here, we've created a bunch of tension buildup on the inside portion of the thigh. And that's where those tissues are. Those are the tissues that we want to mobilize. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to move you guys over here so you can see me. Okay. So now that we built up this pressure on the inside of our thigh here, okay, what we're going to end up doing is first start in a standing position. This allows us to attack the two joint adductors. So that means that the tissues that come from the inner thigh and cross the knee. What we're going to do here is we're going to just start by coming into a lunge pattern and extending the hip forward, because remember that some of these tissues aid in flexion. So how will we mobilize them? We would push them or force them into extension. So that's exactly what we're going to do there, right? We go ahead and we add or aid into extension, driving our hip forward as the band is around us here. We're going to do about 20 passes driving straight forward like this, okay? From right there, we can go ahead and we can just bring ourselves into a hip flexing position, and this will allow us to attack the two joint adductors that help or aid in flexion of the hip, or I'm sorry, extension of the hip, right? Because we're flexing the body. So from right there, we're going to turn ourselves into a side lunge pattern, and we're going to allow ourselves to really just now concentrate on getting all these adductors in here. They're going to be pinned down underneath that floss, and you'll be able to feel them move in between them, okay? And again, 20 in this direction. So we have 20 into flexion, 20 into extension, and now 20 into this lateral slide, okay? If we do the same thing, we're going to go down and now attack the one joint adductors, okay, the ones that don't cross the knee. We can isolate them by flexing the knee, because now all the tension is going to be centered on the only ones that go across the knee, because the two joint adductors will be slacking there, okay? We're going to do the same thing. We're going to drive our hips straight forward just like that, really trying to concentrate on extension of the hip, okay, and not allowing our pelvis to dump forward, okay? Once we complete 20 in this direction, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to kind of start that forward flex position, okay, like we're going to hinge over top and kind of come down in, all right? And that will allow us to get the fibers that aid into extension of the hip, okay? From right there, I'm going to turn you over to the side, and you'll be able to see I can complete that lateral lunging exercise the same exact way as I did when I was standing, except now I can really focus on the tighter aspects of the groin, and that's what allows us to really get in there with the floss. So it's about attacking these tissues in multiple directions: flexion, extension, adduction, and abduction, right? And really being able to get all the different fibers that compose this group of tissues, because it's not just one. Guys, I hope that helps you out. Until tomorrow, we're optimizing function to optimize performance.